if you are looking for a planner that includes enough space for all of your business tasks, for all of your content planning and personal stuff, this is the planner for you. I am so excited to show you guys the Dare to Grow 90-day business and content planner. I made this thing for two reasons. Number one, maybe like you, I went to Target. I looked at all of the planners that they had. Half of them had stuff that was like random that I didn't need, like I don't need to track meals, and was too specific to repurpose for the business. And the other reason is that I wanted to take some of the monthly and weekly worksheets that we use inside of the Dare to Grow membership and put them directly into the planner so that as you're going through your month, those worksheets, the check-in worksheets, the time trackers, habit trackers, they're already in here. So I'm gonna switch my camera, we'll do a flat lay so that you can see what is in every page, so you can see if this planner is going to work for you. It's on Amazon. There's a Good Notes version, a PDF version, so if you don't want the full book, you can totally use it on your iPad as well. So here's what it looks like on the inside. Got a little space to put your name, your number, your Instagram, just in case it gets lost. And then on the first page, you have a growth tracker. This I stuck at the very beginning because I want it to be really easy for you to find. So you don't have to dig back into all the pages. You can use the growth tracker to track whatever stats, sales, clients. I've got Instagram followers in here. You could do your email list growth. And at the bottom, you're gonna do your monthly revenue, monthly expenses, and your monthly profit. Next up, we have pages for the months. I will be updating this page every year so that you've got at least 2 years worth of dates so you don't have to go looking for things. And then there also is a QR code. If you get stuck at any point, you can use the QR code and it will take you to this video so that you can figure out how to use whatever page you're on. And then we have the time tracker. I highly, highly, highly recommend you start here if you have not tracked your time before. This is going to save you time immediately because you are going to figure out what tasks you're actually doing versus what tasks you're putting on your to-do list or your calendar. It's going to help you figure out how long things realistically take. You know, one time I did a blog post and I thought it was going to take me like 2 hours and it actually took me 4 hours. And that can really throw a wrench into your schedule and make it feel like you're not getting enough done. And then under notes, you can put anything you want, but one thing that might be helpful is to rate your energy. Was this a task that took a lot of energy out of you where, you know, afterwards maybe you host a workshop and then afterwards you need a 2-hour break, but you didn't schedule a 2-hour break, so now you've got 15 minutes to like eat and pee before your next thing. Once you figure out how long things take, you will have an easier time creating your schedule in a way that you can actually get through your tasks every day. So you have a 10-day time tracker. We'll scoot to the end of this. And then once you have all this info, you have an evaluation sheet. So what do you need to do more of? What do you need to do less of? Ditch, delegate, hire someone else to do? What took too much energy, time? What did you procrastinate over? Finding these things can really help your schedule. And then also, if you could have more time to do anything, maybe you want to pick up a hobby, take a class, maybe you want to spend more time with your kids, maybe you want to do more workshops or create more products. What would be something that you would spend time on that you maybe don't have that time yet? And then we have journal prompts. Yes, if you've seen my 100 journal prompt journal, I've taken a few of the prompts from that and put them right in here. So again, you don't have to have 2 books. I mean, if you want to journal every day, go for it. But this has journal prompts, 1 for every month. And then you also have this starter one at the beginning of the journal so you can think about quarterly planning. What can you do in the next 90 days, 3 months in order to grow your business? Next up, you have a year plan. This is a 90-day planner, but I wanted to give you the entire year so that if you are starting in quarter 1, you can keep planning. If you're starting in quarter 4, right now it is November, so I would actually go through and plan 2023 or the next year in the other spaces if I'm starting here. This also really helps me to plan what I want to accomplish and then break it into projects and then into tasks, which will go into the schedule. But this gives me that kind of starter plan. And then you'll have your 90-day goals. So what do you want to actually accomplish in the next 90 days? You're gonna have your goal, you're gonna have a due date, and then shout out to Sarah, who added this for us in our regular monthly check-in inside of the Dare to Grow membership. And it was adding, I want to do this because. Why do you want to accomplish that goal? Why do you want email subscribers? Why do you want a certain number of clients? So thinking about why you want to do that and then how to make it happen really fast, write down a bunch of ideas. This does not need to be your plan. I want you to just brain dump and put something down on paper so that you have somewhere to start. And then we're getting into the monthly section. So this is kind of your prep for the quarter. And I would do a time tracker every quarter because we just get so in our schedules that it can be really hard to figure out what's working and what isn't. So you've got the beginning, kind of planning, figuring things out, and then you have your monthly sections. And this is going to be 3 months with essentially these same pages repeated. So this is 1 month, and then you'll have 2 more of those. So we're gonna go through the entire month. So first up, you're gonna put what month it is, and then we're gonna give ourselves a dare. So I dare to show up on stories once a week. I dare to make my life easier, make my business easier so I'm not stressed out all the time. So what are you gonna dare to do? And then our journal prompts. So you get a journal prompt every month. They are different every month as well. And I probably will at some point as I'm going in and updating the calendars at the beginning, I'll probably switch out the journal prompts as well. For this journal, your prompt for the first month is how do you want your customers or clients to feel? How do you want them to feel when they work with you? Remembering these things is so helpful to staying motivated, to remember who you're helping, why you're helping them, and why you started your business in the first place. So don't skip your journaling. Okay, and then we have our monthly CEO check-in. This is from the Dare to Grow membership, but I wanted to put a permanent check-in inside of this for you so that you can do this on your own, or you can come hang out with us. So we're looking at what worked, what didn't work, what held you back or pushed you forward. Did you procrastinate on something specific? And then what could you do differently next month? Next up, you're gonna go through your content. So this is blog posts, emails, Instagram posts, YouTube videos, workshops you did, any content you created. You're gonna look for your top content. So you're gonna go into your analytics, into your stats, and you're gonna look at what the topic was, where you posted it, when you posted it, did you give a call to action? Any results? Did you get clients or customers out of this? Going through this is very helpful to see what content is working, and then note down here, make sure to repurpose. So you want to repost this content in the same form or in a different form. Maybe your blog post turns into an Instagram post or a video. So top content so that you can reuse it and you're not making all of your content from scratch every single day. Next up, we have space for project planning. So there's a couple of different ways that you can use this. I like to use this either to figure out what my goal is. So if I wanted to start a podcast, I would then go through and write down all of the steps I could come up with to start a podcast. This might not be your extensive list, or maybe you're going to use a whole page for your podcast plan, but it is at least going to get you started so that you feel comfortable moving forward. Sometimes we overthink things before we even look into it or make a plan or do research, and that stops us before we even get going. So start with your project plan. The other thing I like to do is use this as a monthly plan. So you have 4, usually maybe 5 weeks in a month, so you can do this week by week and plan out what you want to accomplish every single week. We have more pages for that, but that is another option for using this. It's one of the reasons that I kept this page fairly blank because I wanted you to have more options than having to fill things in exactly the way I like to plan. And then we get into our calendar pages. So you have 2 calendars. This is one of the things that a regular planner from Target, sorry Target, is not gonna have this. You're only going to get 1 calendar per month, and that's just not enough. So I like to have a calendar for planning stuff, for planning coaching calls, for planning workshops, promotions, anything I'm going to have that's going to be like an event, or days that I'm going to be off, so I would block those off. And then you also have an extra column here if you want to add goals, notes, things to remember, important things that you are going to be working on during the week, or you could use it afterwards and use it for stats. And then you have a second full calendar that you can use for content planning or whatever. Maybe you have client stuff that you need to plan. Maybe you have a launch that you're gonna plan. But having 2 calendars, I feel like those other planners are just missing out because you need more space. I need more space at least. So after we have 2 calendars, you have a full notes page. And then this is my favorite. the week of. I want you to have a view of your entire week. So there's a little space, you can put the date in there, and then your top priorities. So what do you need to get done this week, or something bad will happen? You'll be disappointed in yourself, you'll fall behind, you'll miss a deadline. What do you need to make sure you get done? And then any personal tasks. When I was doing this in a notebook, I found that I always made a little box on the side for personal stuff. So I added this right into the page, and then the habit tracker. This is so good. I'm so excited for you guys to use this. So what I use this for is to create habits that are gonna help me get the priorities done. For me, this is things like waking up at a certain time. So I have 9 a.m. wake up on here. I don't have kids, I work from home, don't yell at me. Yes, I wake up at 9. And then I put in things like meditation, reading, working out. So whatever is important for you to be consistent with, even if it isn't related to your business specifically. And then at the bottom, you have blank spaces. These I like to use for rating systems. For example, I have anxiety. I like to track my anxiety just to see where my levels are, and then I can correlate that to what was going on at that time, what I was eating, what I was doing, was I working out, was I reading, was I meditating, was I going to bed on time? I can see. So I put things like anxiety, energy levels, and then I put get shit done on my last one and rate, did I get shit done today? Did I feel productive and motivated? That's what I'm looking for. What days did I get shit done? Blank line so you can make up your own system, because I know that my system is not always gonna work for everyone. All right, next up we have the content plan. So this is giving you 2 pages to plan for multiple platforms. You do not have to be on multiple platforms. If you only have an email list, or you only have Instagram, or whatever your thing is, that's totally fine. I just wanted to make sure that if you're using email, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, all the things, you have space to plan. And then we're getting into the schedule pages. So you have a full week schedule. You will have to tell me if this is annoying, because I know I only gave you half a schedule, so it doesn't really match with the times. This should give you enough space to plan out your week. And then, maybe this is just your encouragement to do a little bit less on the weekend so that you can get more done. But I do know that there are some side hustlers out there. So if this is not working for you, send me a message and I'll fix it in the next version. Experimenting. We're launching before we have it perfect. Okay, and then you have day pages, full day pages. I am so sick of having just a calendar and just a week. Like, I need more than 2 pages for my month. I'm hoping you are too, and that you're gonna be very excited about this. So you have, again, your full schedule. So if you want to just have 1 page that you're looking at, sometimes I find that like flipping back and forth is not always helpful. So you've got your schedule here, priorities, and any notes. I'm very curious what you guys use this section for, because I was like, what else do we need? So I wanted to give you a blank space so that you can tell me, and then we'll see if we want to change this up. Or maybe notes is perfect. Okay, so we've got all of our day pages. And then at the end of the week, you have another check-in. And the reason for this is that when you get to the end of the month, sometimes it is difficult to remember what the heck you did. So we're gonna look at what's great about this week, what made you feel good, what were you excited to do. We're gonna look at what wasn't so great. We're gonna look at what helped or hindered your progress this week. So think about what helped you get your priorities done, stick to your schedule, and what didn't, and then what do we need to focus on or change for next week. And then you've got another notes page if you want to do some brainstorming. If you don't have enough space here, you've got extra space to write. Also, sometimes I use this as like an extension of this page. So if I want to put more info on my top priorities or write about my habits, I have space here as well. And at this point, you're getting repeats of most things. So we're gonna have a bunch of these weeks. So you've got all of your schedules, plans, and then that's gonna repeat month after month. So at the beginning of the month, we have a different journal prompt. What do you wish was different about your industry? You've got your monthly CEO check-in again. You've got all of your content evaluation, project planning, and then we go into the month pages again. So you've got 3 months. There we go, there's month number 3. And then we'll go all the way to the end where we're gonna have a quarterly check-in. Okay, so in the back on the last page, you are gonna end with a quarterly evaluation. If you did your week evaluations and you did your month evaluations, this should be pretty easy. See, we're trying to keep everything in a system so that you're doing these things without having to remember to do them. And then on the very last page, I have a QR code for you so that you can send me feedback. So if there's any pages in here that you were like, I never used that page, or I took this page and I changed it and it's a page for something else, I would love to know that information, because this is a 3-month planner, which means I can go in and adjust things pretty easily. So if there's anything inside the planner that you're not loving, please let me know. I'm happy to make adjustments. All right, I hope you're excited to get your hands on your copy of the Dare to Grow planner. Feel free to send me a DM, an email, reach out if you have any questions. And if you already have your copy, let me know what you think. Leave a review, leave a comment, send me a DM, an email. I would love to hear how it's working for you and for your business and all of the content you're planning. All right, link is in the description or below this video. Grab your copy and then let me know what you think. Happy planning.